So you're thinking about buying an Airbnb in Big Bear, but you're not quite sure if the numbers make sense. Is it as lucrative as 3 or 4 years ago when the market was just booming? Well, today I came up to Big Bear. I'm going to take a look at the Airbnbs, the prices, what they're selling for, crunch the numbers and come up with an answer to put your minds at rest. So many people from LA have been buying in Big Bear. Is the market saturated or can you still make some money? Let's go find out. I'm Matt Tilley, the British bloke, a realtor in LA County. And if you're looking to make a move in the next 9 or 90 days, or maybe buy something as an investment property, please reach out. Always happy to help. So first of all, the pros. Why do so many people want to buy in Big Bear? Well, 2 hours, 15 minutes from Los Angeles. It's absolutely perfect. It's so easy to get up here. The drive is absolutely beautiful. You can come here in the winter and go skiing or sledding like I did. You can come up here in the summer and enjoy the lake and go hiking and biking. So for an Airbnb, it's really quite spectacular because there's that all year round rental that you really want when buying an investment property. Also Big Bear Village. Yeah, it's not Mammoth or it's not Tahoe, but the village is really cute. You've got some nice hotels, you've got some nice bars and restaurants. There's quite a fair bit of hustle and bustle, especially in the summer and peak winter months. So there's definitely things for families to do. I was speaking to some people this morning. They're here actually for 6 days. They've Airbnb'd for 5 nights. So people do come up here for an extended period of stay. But I would say 2 to 3 nights is kind of usual. A lot of Airbnbs allow you to do 1 night, which is also spectacular. And that's probably what I would do if I owned an Airbnb. The one we're actually staying in is a 1-night rental, and I really like that. Also, I'm going to crunch the numbers without using utilities. I'm not sure, obviously, what you're going to buy. If you're buying one with a hot tub, gas, utilities are going to be higher. If you're buying a 3 or 4 bedroom, utilities are going to be higher than a 1 or 2 bedroom. But because I'm going to be really conservative with my numbers, that $200, $300, $400 a month shouldn't make much difference. But yeah, no utilities in the numbers I'm crunching today. Okay, I'm back. Is it a good idea to buy an Airbnb in Big Bear right now? Can you make money? Has the market inflated so much in the last 3 years that it just doesn't make any sense anymore? Well, buckle up. Here we go. I've got so much great data to show you, and I have a comprehensive answer for you at the end of this video. Is it a yes or is it a no? Let's get right into it. Right now, there are 195 homes for sale in Big Bear Lake, ranging from 100,000 all the way up to 6 million. Of those 192 homes, 150 have sat on the market for more than 30 days, which a year, 18 months ago, was unheard of. And of the 195 homes on the market, 50% have had price reductions. It's huge. We're seeing data now that just hasn't existed for the last 2 years. I'm going to base this on the cabin that we stayed in last night, okay? It's a nice sized cabin. It's a little bit bigger than most people will go for. It's a little bit more expensive than most people will go for. So I'm going to lower the price of a home. I'm going to be very conservative on the amount of days in a year that it can be rented out for. And trust me, from this data, it's going to really show you plain, clear as day, whether it's a good idea to buy an Airbnb or not. So here's the cabin I stayed in on First Street. 3 bed, 3 bath, 1,700 square foot. The owners purchased this August 2021 for $500,000. The crazy thing is they tried to sell this just late last year. So they'd owned it for 1 year. They bought it for 500 grand. A year later, they tried to sell it for 800,000. They were trying to sell it for $300,000 more. What is that? Like a 60% increase in a year? And they had done no work to it. So they were just testing the market. That's how crazy the Big Bear market was. Anyway, I looked at comps, and there's a really good comp on Cedar Ave, as you can see here, just recently sold in the last 30 days for $685,000. So I'm going to use that comp to base our numbers on to see what I can come up with. The crazy thing is, this one on Cedar Ave that just sold for $685,000, it was originally listed at $899,000. So they dropped it, what, 215 grand, that's almost a 25% price drop. So when you're looking at these prices in Big Bear, take it with a pinch of salt. I guarantee you, unless it's been priced amazingly, there's such a lot of wiggle room right now. Look, you can take 10%, 20%, even 25% off what they're asking for it. So when you're crunching your numbers, base it on maybe a 15 to 20% price reduction, because that's what we're getting right now. Okay, so what can you rent an Airbnb for, and how many days a month or how many days a year does it rent for? Like I said, my one was $400 a night, but then guess what? They added cleaning fee. Like an average cleaning fee is about $90 on top of the fee. I've seen it up to $150 depending on the price, but conservatively, because that's what I want to do when I'm crunching these numbers, let's add $90, okay? Then there's also a service charge added on, but that goes to Airbnb, so we don't have to worry about that. And then Airbnb takes 3% of the fee, okay? So let's just say on average, it's $225 a night. That's a good price, I think. Add on a cleaning fee, okay? You're about $310 a night. Now, if you take Airbnb's fee away, let's just say easy numbers, $300 every time it's rented out, you can be making, okay? So how many days a month could you potentially rent it for? I went onto the Airbnb website and they said in the United States across an entire year, a good average Airbnb rents for 21 days a month. 21 days a month is 252 days a year. But like I said, I want to be super conservative with these numbers so we don't get in any trouble, right? So instead of 252 days a year, I'm going to base these numbers on 200 days a year. Now, if you're renting in Big Bear, Airbnb in Big Bear, you have the winters and the summers. So I'm confident if it's in a good location by the lake or by the mountains, you can rent it for more than 200 days a year. But let's just do that, put our minds at rest, so we know these are conservative numbers, okay? So 200 days a year, $300 a night, that's $60,000 a year income from your Airbnb. Okay, so first off the bat, let's just say you have a property management company, 10% they're going to be taking a year. So right now, your income now is $54,000 a year. Okay, and here's the exciting part now. Let's get into these numbers and let's see if it's worth it. Okay, $685,000 is what you're going to be paying for a good Airbnb in Big Bear. Let's say you're putting 25% down. Standard, when you're buying an investment property, that's 25%. So you're looking here at $171,000 down, including closing costs, escrow, title, everything. Let's just say 180 grand. So in an ideal world, you have $180,000 to put down on this Airbnb. That gives you a $500,000 mortgage over 30 years. Right now, obviously rates are a little bit higher. I'm going to base this on a 5.5% mortgage rate. I think come the summer, mortgage rates are going to drop, and I have a feeling 5.5% mortgage is basically a good mortgage that we can go by right now, okay? So $500,000 mortgage, 30-year mortgage, 5.5% interest rate. If you add property tax, interest, insurance, everything into this mortgage, you're looking at $3,600 a month, okay? Now, you're making $54,000 a year after property management has been taken out, right? That's $4.5 grand a month. So if your mortgage is $3,600 a month, that means right now, conservatively, you're netting $900 a month. You're netting $11,000 a year, okay? So you let me know, what do you think? Is $11,000 a year a good amount of money in your head when you have to put about 180 grand down? And don't forget, you can also use this Airbnb for free. So if you're going skiing a couple of times a year, you want to take family there in the summer to use the lake, the bikes, the trails, you have this for free. So take that into consideration as well. You'll be saving $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year just by using your own Airbnb. Also, when it comes to taxes at the end of the year, you've got the depreciation, you can write off property tax. Anything you do to upgrade the house, obviously that's a write-off as well. You get the appreciation. Yes, homes in Big Bear have appreciated a lot over the last 3 years, but trust me, We have had a bit of a dip the last 6 to 8 months, and I have a feeling come the summer, prices in Big Bear are going to start going up again as people start buying again and finally start seeing a deal that they haven't even thought about for the last 3 years. So if you ask me, as long as you're buying this to hold it for at least 5 years, I think the numbers make sense. I've done this really conservatively. Only 200 days a year I've said you're going to be renting it out. I think you're going to rent it for more than that. I've done it at $300 a night. I think that's about right. And a 5.5% interest rate. So $11,000 a year with the appreciation of maybe 3, 4, 5% a year. I really do think it's a good idea to purchase. I just don't see why not. It's 2 hours from Los Angeles. Everyone I know goes to Big Bear at least one time a year. You know, Mammoth is 5 hours away, Big Bear 2 hours. And you've got the skiing and you've got the summer. It's all year round rentals. So if you are looking to buy, give me a call. Let's jump on a Zoom. Let's discuss this. Let's crunch numbers at maybe a $500,000 price point or an $800,000 price point, depending on what you're looking for. I know several great agents in Big Bear that I can refer you to that I know and trust. But just from doing this and staying in this beautiful farmhouse, I recommend this, guys. If you want to stay in a cabin in Big Bear, stay in this farmhouse. It was absolutely beautiful. If you want to buy it, it looks like it was on the market, so reach out. I'll reach out to the sellers or the owners and see if they want to buy, see if they want to sell it. But yeah, if you see a home on the market, you know you can negotiate 10 or 20% off the price right now. Prices are inflated. The Big Bear market is stagnant for the first time in a long, long time. Home sitting. So if you ask me, now is the time to purchase. Let's get you a great deal. Let's make you some money. Let's get some generational wealth going for your kids. I'm Matt Tilley, the British bloke. I'm a realtor in LA County, but I do buy and sell in Big Bear. And like I said, have some great agents up there. I really enjoyed my time up there, and I will travel up there with you if you want to go and see these places. So reach out, and I hope to see you at my next video.